Ho, 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 guess who's back? Betty's back. Back again. Right, it's Christmas Eve. Woo-hoo. So, my take on a Christmas ham. So let's get cracking. I'll show you the ingredients. Okay, so obs, we have our gammon joints. We have some cloves, some English mustard, and some runny honey. And that is it, my friends. So let's get cracking. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this in the pressure cooker. You can put it in a pan and boil it for an hour. I'm going to do it in the pressure cooker for 30 minutes. So just get this done. Get this down. Okay, right. Lid on. Pressure cook. And I'm going to do that for 30 minutes. That is all it will take. And then there'll be some, once it's cooked, there'll be some nice stock for us to use at a later date. There we go. So that is now on. I'll come back in a second. 30 minutes for us, and nanosecond for you. Right, that's had its 30 minutes in the pressure cooker. So I'm just going to remove this now. Make sure it's drained properly. And we're going to wait for it to cool down a little bit. I'll remove the fat and put on what I'm putting on it. And then it will go into the oven. The stock will be kept for soup or stew, something like that. So I'm just going to put that in there and let it cool down. And I'll come back shortly. Okay, so I've let that cool down a little bit. I've removed the fat, so I'm going to dry that off and maybe roast that off in the oven. But for now, the fat that's left remaining, just going to put little lines in here, like so. Score it across. Score it. Score it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I'm going to spin it round. Do exactly the same again. Score the top. So you've got some nice diagonals across the top of the ham. Like so. Right. Oh, looks like it's going to stay up. Stay. Right, I'll come back in a second and we'll prepare the glaze to go on it. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do is to add my cloves. So within each little diagonal, I'm going to stud it with clove, like so. So I'll just put a few in for now just to show you. Just to give you a general idea. I think you've probably all seen it before. But I'll do a few. So like every diagonal point, you stud it. So obviously this is going to be a bit laborious. So we'll come back when it's all done. Right, so there we go. That's all the studs in. Studs of cloves are in. So this is the honey and mustard glaze. I haven't really measured it. I've just put a square of honey in and a couple of a tablespoon or so of mustard and just mixed it up. And I'm just going to paint this on. You can have whatever glaze you like, but this is the one that we like. So I'm going to just take my time and just paint this on. I'm actually going to do it in the kasori, in the air fryer. I was going to do it in the oven, but I haven't pre-warmed it up yet. I haven't done anything with it, so I thought I may as well use the kasori and just put some tin foil in the bottom, because obviously with this being honey, it's going to catch, and if it catches on the bottom, it's going to be a nightmare to get off the bottom and clean. So I'm just going to take my time and paint this on. Right, so I'll come back in a second. So that's all had a nice thick coat of the glaze. So all I'm going to do now is transfer it over to the Cosori, and I'm going to give it 10-minute blasts, about 180 fan, which will be about 200, 190 in a normal oven. So there we go. We've got it in the big Cosori with the Grand Zone, the dual blaze. So all I'm going to do is cook this, because it's already cooked already. I'm just going to give it quick blasts. So you can see I've lined, put some tin foil in the bottom, because it'll be, like I said, it'll be a nightmare to clean. So on it goes, onto the Grand Zone, and I'm going to set that for 180. That's probably about 195-ish on a normal oven. I'm just going to give it 10 minutes and keep checking it, and if it needs 10 minutes more, we'll see how we stand. So there we go. That is that in the oven. Okay, so in the smaller Cosori dual blaze, I'm going to see if we can make some sort of like a crackling out of this pork fat, out there, gammon fat, sorry, not pork. And I'm going to dehydrate it, basically. Go, shut the drawer. So I've got it on dry, just for a couple of hours, and see how far we go, and see what it's like after that. If not, I can just dry it out, and then you can just air fry it or deep fry it. I'll put it back in the oven to crackle up. So there we go. I'm just going to leave that go for a couple of hours. Okay, so it's had its first 10 minutes. I think I'm going to give it another 10-minute blast, and I think that should be about right. But I'll keep my eye on it, because it's just starting to catch a little bit there. So yeah, back in 10 minutes, a nanosecond for use. So there we have it. Looking mighty fine. Just got to remove the cloves, and we'll let this cool down, and that's all ready for when we taste it, for either Boxing Day or Christmas Day leftovers. That is it. So I'll crack on, and I'll get on with my next video. Look at that. Beautiful. Yum yum.